Hi everyone, this is Sharon Schisler from beautiful Nags Head, North Carolina. Today I'm going to make a meat and pasta with some cream soup casserole in the Instant Pot. What I love about the Instant Pot is you can throw stuff in it and walk away from frozen to finished. So today I'm going to use some frozen emu. I just kind of thawed that out enough so that I could get it out of the package. This is just a little over a pound. And emu is a bird. It's kind of like an ostrich, but the meat, as you can see, it's like a red meat, and it tastes a lot like beef. So if you don't want to eat red meat, but you're okay with eating, birds and chickens, this is the way to go. Just go online and Google emu. And I'm just gonna add some cream of chicken and cream of mushroom soup to it. And I didn't have any milk, but I did have some whole whipping cream from a dessert I had just made. So I'm gonna add that as my liquid. And I added some water to that just because heavy whipping cream is really thick, so you might as well add some water to spread it out so it kind of gets to the consistency of milk. I'm going to add my 2 soups. I planned on making something else for this meal, but I ended up not having the ingredients, so this is kind of a wing it meal. I make something similar to this. Is called chicken casserole, but we're going to make emu casserole, and this is the first time I've made a new version of my chicken casserole in my Instant Pot. So what's great about the Instant Pot is you can set it, walk away, and come back. You don't have to stir up and brown the meat and all. So basically, since the meat is frozen, I'm going to cook it according to the chart halfway. So the chart for, I'm going to treat the emu like it's ground meat. So it says 10 to 15 minutes for meatballs, so I'm going to go 7 minutes. I'm going to go 6 minutes. Once it stops, I'm going to chop it all up. Then assess how much liquid's there and add the pasta, because the pasta in real time on the stovetop takes about 15 minutes. So I'm going to do half of the 15 minutes. When I dropped it, my little nozzle came off, so we're going to put that back on. The one thing with the Instant Pot, I've learned my lesson: always make sure the seal is sealed down inside here. It comes out. If it pops out because of the pressure, it won't go back to pressure. You want the valve closed, and we're going to put that on. Close it up, make sure that's closed. And here I'm going to pick a meat and stew, and it's set for 35 because that's what I had it on the last time. So I'm going to set it all. And stew, obviously, is going to be a longer type of thing, but since there's so much liquid, that's why I'm going to pick that. So I'm going to pick 6 minutes, let that go, do a quick release, and I'll show you how I do that. Make sure you always have hand protection, and within 10 seconds after you stop pushing buttons, it will go ahead and go into the meat stew. Once it gets to pressure, the on button will go to the 6 minutes and count down. So we'll be back in a little while, and I'll show you the rest of the meal. Okay, I'm back, and there's less than a minute left on the timer. Whoop, timed that pretty good. So if you haven't seen my videos before, you'll know today that once it gets to the end of the time, it goes into an automatic keep warm mode, which is great because if it's soup or something that's not really going to overcook, you can walk away and come back, do your shopping. But once it goes in that, to stop it, you just hit the cancel button here, and I'm going to do a quick release, and it's really hot, so steam, so I try to have, these are Kevlar gloves that I got, kind of cool, and you're going to release the button that releases the steam fast. In some recipes you want it to continue to cook for a little bit in the pressure that it is, and for it to come naturally under pressure, down to regular pressure. So with this recipe, I kind of just threw it together because I was planning on something else, and it just didn't have the ingredients I thought I had. So I had some ground emu, which tastes similar to ground beef, but it's a bird. Kind of looks like an ostrich. And I had some egg noodles, and I try to keep some organic cream of mushroom and cream of chicken on hand all the time for something quick. And I happen to have some heavy whipping cream. I was out of milk because I used it the other day, so I just added some water to the heavy whipping cream, which is organic as well. Now it's not going to let you open it until the pressure is safe, and there it is. Safe. Just lift it gently. There's going to be a lot of steam and water, so make sure you're not going to mess up when you pull that off. There's a latch here I forget to use, but there's we'll use it. A latch there, but actually I got to get in, so we won't use it this time. So I'm going to cut the emu up, and it folded enough so that I'm not sure if you can see. Folded enough so that I can chop it up, because I can't stand having to put things in the microwave and thaw them out and check on them and mix them up. And with the Instant Pot, you can put things in frozen. You just have to kind of adjust the cooking times to it. So I'm going to finish chopping this up. Like I said, I did it for 6 minutes, but it was still pretty rare. So what I'm going to do next is add the pasta, and it's thin enough that I think the pasta will do well. And for the pasta, they suggest to make sure that if any pasta that you use, it has at least like a 10 or 12 minute time to cook, because if not, it might come out mushier, but not as good. So I'm going to put this whole bag in. I think, let's see, I think it's covered. Might not take the whole bag. And then put it in half and mix it around and see how it looks. Because you kind of want them covered to a certain extent. There's some room. I'm just going to put it all in. Make it simple. You just want to mix it up, and there looks like there's plenty of liquid in there, because you have to have about I think it's a cup and a half of liquid in the Instant Pots for it to come to pressure. And again, make sure your plastic seal is sealed before you put the lid back on. I learned that lesson a while ago. And I did read an article, don't press down to close it, just put it on and close it, and not to, apparently if you push down on it, you end up undercooking the food for some reason. Something about it doesn't get to the real pressure because you've pushed out the air that creates the pressure. So never touch this with your finger after it's done that. Just making sure it's closed. So I'm going to pick the beef stew again, and it kind of has preset numbers so that you can use the same thing. I used the 6, and the pasta says 15 minutes. So I'm going to do this for 9 minutes, and then maybe let it sit for a minute in it and see how it goes. So after I set the time, about 10 seconds later, goes into pressurizing, once it's pressurized, it counts back down and then goes into the pre-warm. So I'm going to pause the video, go back to doing what I was just doing, and I don't have to babysit my casserole. So be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back and it's just finishing up. It's 9 more minutes, so I'm hoping everything is cooked and tender. If not, just put it back in for a couple minutes and walk away. It's one of my favorite new advantages of the Instant Pot is that I just set it and walk away and not worry about overcooking it. Because I can always add like 30 seconds to it to a minute and it'll be done. So, careful with the quick release. It's hot. It's not gonna, as you can see, it's not gonna let me open it until it's down to a safe pressure. You don't want anything above the steam to mess up any switches in your cabinet, so I try to use it on my stove top so it's going to go up through the vent. If I wasn't doing a video, I would have the vent going, and that way it wouldn't be as much steam. So and you can hit, I'm going to hit the cancel off because maybe what it seems not dissipating because I still have the heater on if you keep it on to keep warm. So always make sure you have a nice pair of pot holders or gloves like these. These are made of Kevlar, so they're really heat resistant. You can, I think they're made more for the grill outside because it gets so hot, but it works great for this Instant Pot. So it's, let's see, it's not gonna let me, oh, there it's gonna let me. So just gently lift it up. There's gonna be some water coming off. I have a safe place to put it down. And I'm going to just mix it up a little bit. Oh, it looks good. I was worried about the noodles being tender, but they look really tender. So I'm going to spoon some out into a bowl and just kind of, just a little bit, just to see if they're tender. And they are. So there you go. We got some pasta casserole in the Instant Pot in about, I'd say it probably took about 40 minutes from start to finish. I have my clock there so we can check it out and see about what it is, and this will feed a good 4 people, probably 5, depending on how hungry everybody is, but at least 3. So thanks for watching my videos, and stop back at the next one. You can always find other healthy recipes at SharonSchisler.com, and I will have a blog attached to the bottom of this video so you can check out more specifics of this recipe and some links to the Instant Pot and some gloves if you're interested in purchasing this equipment and trying it out. I'd love to hear your comments, and have a great evening, and we'll be back with another video soon.